Knon 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to knon.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.
Oh, we blessed. We just waiting on your arrival.
Yeah, well, you've been really keeping it going this morning. You've been very inspirational.
Well, thank the Lord.
Well, how you get up with so much energy early in the morning?
It's all about God, I tell you. I told me I had to either be crazy or out of my mind or in love with Jesus to get up and come.
Maybe all of it.
Well, what you got in store this morning?
I'm gonna let the people talk today. My show was full of guests last week.
Oh, okay. You had a very inspirational show last week.
Oh, thank you. I let the people talk. But I like for them to say what they want to talk about, because this is the voice of the people.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes we may not hit a topic they want to talk about, so give them an opportunity to bring it forth when we discuss it, because when one person is thinking something, you can rest assured a whole lot of other people think the same thing.
Yeah.
It's always like that.
Yes,
so we're going to listen to the people this morning.
All right, well, just invite them to your church.
Well, they're certainly invited to come to Heavenly Joy Church, located at Bruton and Masters. They're in the Pleasant Grove area, and service again at 11 o'clock, Sunday school at 9:30. So everybody is welcome to be there. Glad to see you there.
All right, well, he'll be on board at 7 o'clock. You stay tuned.
Thank you, sir.
Yo, what's up? I'm gonna kick it with mine, y'all know. Yo, Slim, can I kick it like that? Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love, sent by one from heaven up above. Take a pity, it's simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying? What?
It's time.
Yep.
Time to make the change.
Here we go.
We are the people who can do it.
Oh yeah.
It's time. Time to make the change. We are the people who can do it.
Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
What is the word?
I would like to say good morning. This is Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host, who each and every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on Knon 89.3 FM, the voice of the people. Got a lot of things going on, a lot of things to talk about this morning, and we want you to get your pen and paper out and get ready for Mr. Greg Barber with our Solution in Action Today job line. He'll be coming in just a moment, and we want you to get gainfully employed. And also, we got a lot of other things to talk about, but we want to hear from you this morning. What you want to talk about, what things you want to discuss, what you want to get off of your chest. What is it you want to inform the public about? There's some things that's on your mind that maybe we all need to hear. And we will feel, thank you, getting some real coffee in here now. All righty, thank you. We might need to hear what you have to say, because you might have some pertinent information about what's going on. Again, we are just saddened about the ravaging of the state of Oklahoma. I mean, it's tornadoes. God knows what he's doing, but it still saddens us to know that there are those of us who didn't get out of the way. People were sucked out of cars and things like that. Died on yesterday and last night around the Oklahoma City area. It's something. Something is happening in this atmosphere now. The worst cynics would have to admit something different is going on. I've never seen this many tornadoes happening at one time. Remember last year when the tornado hit the Dallas area, all out in Lancaster and everything, picking up little buses, those big buses, I mean, like they were little toys, and throwing them and sucking them up in the air and different things. So we need to pay attention to what's going on. Is God trying to tell us something? Is he trying to tell us something? Is he trying to tell us that we need to be kind to one another? Remember, it was Oklahoma senator that voted against helping the people in the hurricane up in New Jersey, New York area. He voted against that, helping those people. Now his state is being ravished, and quite naturally he wants to help his own. So we better watch how we treat people. We better watch what we say, because it will come home to roost on us. It will come home to roost. So we better watch that. But there's just so much going on, so much to talk about, but we really want to give you an opportunity. You put something out there. I'll put something out there eventually, but we want you to tell us what's on your mind. You can't sit up and just be mad and he not talking about this and he's not talking about that. He should have said this and he should have said that. No. This is your opportunity to call us at 972-647-1893 and you let us know what's on your mind. You may not even think it's major, just something personal, but I guarantee you, whatever is happening, someone else is going through it the same way and in a similar way, and you aren't the only person in the world that's having this problem. So you need to call us at 972-647-1893 and give us what's on your mind, because a lot of times other people are sitting out there waiting. We have the same thing happening, but they're sitting out there waiting, and they're waiting. And you should be the one. Don't wait on somebody else to do something for you and say something for you. You might have the answer. We might just have the answer. Somebody listening might have the answer, because you never know who's listening to KNON. Oh, my goodness. We never know who's listening. I have people that listen to me. I had no idea, had never dreamed that they listen to our program. So you just never know who's listening to Church Information and Open Forum. So you can call us at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Give us a call and let us hear what you have to say. And also, we'd like to say good morning to Reverend Ron Wright. He's recuperating. He's been under the weather. And Reverend Wright, we're praying for you. Anything we can do, you know that. And hoping while you recuperate, Reverend Ron Wright, we be glad to hear you and everything, and hoping that you will recuperate. Also, like to say good morning to a great lady, Miss Aquila Smith. Miss Aquila Smith, good morning and congratulations to you, Miss Aquila Smith, a long-time board member here at KNON. Congratulations to you on today. All right, 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Ben. All righty. Good morning, Ben.
Hey, how's it going? Good morning.
Fine. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Just enjoying my day off, man.
I know that's right. That's wonderful. Yes, what's on your mind?
Well, I work at a store. I'm a delivery driver, and I drive a semi-truck for them, and I do deliveries around the area. And I was walking to work and into the store, and this little old lady came and stopped me and asked me if I'd pick something up for her and put it in her car. Well, I wasn't clocked in yet, and I was ready to go ahead and do my thing, and I just told her, hey, I'm not clocked in yet. I'm sorry. Later on, I realized that was kind of the wrong thing to do. I probably should have just take like extra 2 minutes out of my day to help her out. I felt really bad about it, so if she's listening right now, I just want to let her know anytime she comes back and sees me, and she'll know who I am, let her know that I'll help her out. I felt bad about that.
Well, I'm glad you apologize.
Yeah, so, if anybody, wants to take time out of their day to do something small like that to help somebody, they need to do it.
I seen the time that men would never pass up a lady, whether she was old or young, if she asked for assistance. But I'm glad you have a conscience and that you know better than to mistreat a female. I'm sure the old lady probably could not. She could have managed to get it in, but it was just been more of a gentleman to help her with whatever she had for you to lift into her automobile. But I see the time we men, I don't know, that stuff began to change in the early 70s, where really women's lib changed a lot of that. But women didn't want you to open the door for them anymore.
Oh yeah, the feminist.
Don't you don't have to stop and let me go first and all of this. I find most women still want that, but a lot of men are tentative because they don't know what a woman wants.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes. I mean, the feminism thing and everything. Yeah, it is. It's pretty crazy stuff. I mean, it's a pretty hot issue. You might think that they want to do it themselves or something sometimes, but you really never know. It's always just good to try to help someone, even no matter who it is.
That's right. It's always
you can walk into a room full of feminists and and feel something heavy needs to be lifted. They all look at you, and then the rules kind of change. Because it all depends on what it is. But no matter who it is, you just need to help people out.
That's right. That's right.
Even if you're driving down the road, I drive trucks for a living, and you always got to let someone in the lane if they needed to, even if they're acting like a jerk.
A courteous driver.
Let them go.
Yeah. It's good to be courteous, but during the early 70s and during that time when the film was doing, I started practicing how to intimidate feminists. I'd intimidate them and walk bold at them. They, make them back down. But that wasn't right. But I was upset because I really didn't know if we go into a door. I didn't know if I was supposed to open that door or not, a car door. I didn't know because they had gone crazy, burning their walls and said we don't need men to do this. We don't need men in our lives. We don't need all of this. It finally settled down, but it did happen, and until this day, a lot of men has reservations about what to do, how to treat a lady. All right, thank you for your call.
That's true. Oh yeah, no problem, sir. I think you're absolutely right. It's just one of those weird things that happens. So, all right, sir. Thank you. Have a good day, man.
All righty. Okay. All right. I tell you what, Mr. Greg Barber is on the line, and let's take our Solution in Action Today job line. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Rev Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
Doing fine.
Before I forget it, would you fax me a copy of that over to my church?
I sure will.
Okay. Are there any jobs out there?
There are some jobs out here this morning on the SAT job line. That's Solutions and Actions Today job line, brought to you every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. during church information and open forum here on Knon 89.3, the voice of the people. This morning on the job line, we have Quest Diagnostics is looking for a customer service representative. They're asking you to apply online at www.external-careerquest.questdiagnostics.com. Once again, that web address is www.external-career, quest, quest, diagnostics, diagnostics.com. Liberty National Insurance is looking for customer service representative. They're asking, the number for inquiry is 800-405-6522. Once again, Liberty National Insurance is looking for customer service representative. The number for inquiry is 800-405-6522. Matt Holdings Incorporated is looking for warehouse representatives. You can apply in person. They're having a job fair Thursday, June 8 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. 2300 Skyline Drive, Suite 300, Mesquite, Texas, zip code 75149. Once again, Matt Holdings Incorporated is looking for warehouse representatives. You can apply in person Thursday, June the 6th, 2013.
Not cut you off, Greg, but now those warehouse jobs usually pay pretty good, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Those are some good jobs.
The jobs that we list on the job line. I try my best not to list a job that pays at least $10 an hour or more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know some of those jobs they pay 20 or more.
Right.
Some of those warehouse jobs. Okay, go right ahead. All right. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're having a job fair Thursday, June 6th, 2013, from 8 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. 2300 Skyline Drive, Suite 300, Mesquite, Texas. Alliance Data is looking for a production analyst. They're asking you to apply online at www.epsilon.com, or the number for inquiry is 800-309-0505. Once again, you can apply online at www.epsilon.com, or the number for inquiry is 800-309-0505. Abbott Label is looking for a pressman and production entry level. You can fax your resume to 469-330-0210, or you can send your resume via email to jobs@abbottlabel, ABBOTTLABEL.com. Or you can apply online at www.abbottlabel.com. Once again, the fax number is 469-330-0210. You can email it to jobs@abbottlabel.com, or you can apply online at www.abbottlabel.com. If you are a child-loving, patient, and energetic individual and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. Once again, if you are a child-loving, patient, and energetic individual and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. If you are a person affected by addiction and need assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make their transition back into mainstream society and need assistance with job search, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. Once again, if you are a person affected by addiction and need assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make their transition back into mainstream society and need assistance with job searches, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. Let me repeat that. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. Today is also a great day to make a pledge to church information in open form and follow through. Today is also a great day to make a pledge to church information and open form and follow through with it. The late, great Rastafarian Bob Marley said, get up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. If we're not standing up, we need to get up. If we're not getting up, we need to wake up. If we're not waking up, then we're probably dead. And the Bible prescribes everything that's dead needs to be dead. And with that, we bring our SAT job line to a close.
All righty. Thank you, Greg. Great job as always. Great job as always. And you can call us at 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Jose. All righty. Good morning, Jose.
Hey, good morning. How are you, sir?
Fine. You doing all right this morning?
Yeah, I'm actually heading to work. I heard you on the radio. I figured I'd give you guys a call and kind of give you my 2 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
right
I'm thinking, I believe that this world nowadays needs a good example of what to follow. And it used to be the church. Church used to be the example of what the world would want to follow because they believed in the church. They believed in the people united in the Word of God to be the example. I remember years ago, an old preacher friend of mine that back 12 years ago, he was probably in his 60s. Now, if he was in his 60s, then that means when he heard this message, he was probably 15 or so I couldn't even guess what year he was born or whatnot. But he said he remembered when he was growing up in the church environment, when Hollywood would release a movie for the public to see, Hollywood could not release that movie unless the church would give it permission to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And the church lost that authority.
Mm-hmm.
because they just kind of gave up the authority or whatnot. Maybe it was self-agenda, maybe politics in the church environment. I'm not sure what it was because I wasn't born in that time.
Well, that's where the rating system came from.
Is that right?
Yes, PG, G, or X, or double X, or triple X, whatever it is. That's how that rating system came about. And they would have, they had a board of people that would observe a movie. Many of them that would serve on that board would be religious people and other people that was concerning mores in America. But I guess, don't any of it matter anymore because they will show anything at any time now. So, yes, that just shows the erosion of morals in this country.
Exactly. And I really do believe that the church environment should be the example during these times. And whenever a catastrophe happens, like in Oklahoma or whatnot, whether it's a bombing, whether it's a tornado, the church sometimes is not the first one to respond anymore. It's usually different organizations, whether it's profit, non-profit, Red Cross, it doesn't matter. I mean, the aid is there and the help is there, and I give God the glory for that.
Well, now, hold up 1 second on that. Now, these Texas Baptist General Convention usually, as soon as something happened, these Baptists, Texas Baptists, they may not get to PR, but they are usually the first thing on the ground.
That's awesome.
No, churches are still responding. A lot of these organizations that you see out there are funded by churches. They may not be giving the church publicity for doing it.
Credit.
Yeah, but no, churches are there. They are there wholeheartedly. And a lot of people don't understand and don't see how churches feed people and do different things every day. I'm not saying they're doing enough or too much, but there are a lot of things churches do that they do not get, as you say, the credit for. I'm up against a short break, and I'm going to have to take a short break, and I'll be back in just one minute.
All right.
This is William, your videographer for the KNON talk shows. You can watch church forum and information by going to the KNON.org website. Click on schedules and choose church forum and information page. Scroll to the bottom and choose your favorite show to watch. This show will be ready for viewing by Tuesday lunchtime. Have a great day.
Knon thanks you for your pledge to our recent pledge drive. Now is the time to make your pledge count. Send your pledge to KNON's P.O. Box 710909, Dallas, Texas 75371. If you missed our pledge drive, you can still support community radio by pledging on the web at knon.org. Your pledge only counts if you pay it. That's KNON Box 710909, Dallas, Texas 75371. Be sure you put the name of the show you are supporting on the check, money order, or the envelope. Questions about Knon Pledge Drive, call 214-828-9500, extension 234.
When they're gone for good. This is Scott from KNON's Texas Blues Radio telling you don't miss out on some great blues. KNON's Texas Blues Radio Volume 5 Blues CD. It's a CD put together by real blues fans for real blues fans like you. Texas Blues Radio Volume 5 features great local blues from Michael J. and the Paul Bird Band, JJ and the Detonators, the Chris Watson Band, the Two Tones, Rough Cut Blues Band, Jeff Stone with Charlie Love, Dave Millsap, Sirloin and the Ass Kicking Machine, Tutu Jones, Blues Boy Bo, Buddy Whittington, Andrea Dawson, Kirkland James, Sonny Colley, and Johnny Red and the Roosters. Get a copy now at Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie, Record Town in Fort Worth, and in Dallas at Bill's Records. This is a Dallas Blues collector's item. A very limited amount of vinyl copies can be found at Forever Young Records, the sponsor of this great blues project. CD downloads are available at cdbaby.com. Whether you get it as a download, on vinyl, or on CD, all the proceeds will benefit KNON. For more info on Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, visit knon.org.
We're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. And you can call us at 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. I was just reminded by Doc, we used to be called male chauvinist pigs by women. If you open a door, if you lifted a finger to do anything out of the ordinary for a woman, really a lot of women talking about how there are no gentlemen around today. They don't realize it. Some of their leaders cause that. They put so much confusion in the minds of men that men really didn't know what to do until this day. You catch the older guys, some of them still are, kind of reserved about doing that because they don't know if they're going to get talked to real bad, maybe even cursed out. It was just that bad. Now, I know the women out there now, yeah, that didn't happen. Oh, yes, it did. Oh, yes, it did. It happened. It happened. It happened. And, ladies, call and tell us, how do you want to be treated by men? And after this, you begin to see a rise in abuse. I'm not trying to put, domestic abuse on this. But you used to didn't see it, it wasn't reported like it is now. So I wonder, do we go overboard with certain things and how we treat people? I only have 3 lines now. I only have 3. All right, okay. They've cut down on my lines and everything, and most of you, a lot of times, you're going to get a busy signal. But please keep calling. Please keep calling because we want to hear from everyone. All right, let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Ike. Good morning, Ike.
Good morning, Rev Barnett.
Yeah, man. Thank you for coming by the other day, man. Good to see you. I was snoring when you showed up.
Oh, yeah.
How things
I didn't want to go on great. I didn't want to take up too much of our time. You only got 3 lines. I know people like to get on here and put in their comment and stuff, but one thing you just mentioned about men and women, how women want to be treated, that's not what I call in about. But about 20 years ago, there was a lot of talk going on about men, and that women was telling men we try to be too macho.
Yeah,
now,
you're
20
right.
years later, the motto is man up. Well, when we was manning up, we was too macho. But that's not what I called in to talk about. I just wanted to put that on their mind.
I'm glad you said it because a lot of guys grew up, or even after they were grown, they got confused about how we are supposed to act. Remember, when a black male is showing himself to be strong, people call him intimidating.
Right. Now,
right now, this is he's very sure of himself and everything. Right. People they view us different with our attitudes.
Right. And I said now it's man up, and it used to be you try to be too macho. Back in the day when I was a little boy, I mean, we used to climb trees, go up under houses, and do some everything. Now they don't let these little boys do anything. But I used to tell people that the Wright brothers who did the first airplane, the flight, okay, if they wasn't macho enough to try it, you wouldn't be flying across the country now.
Well, if they wasn't macho to sail across the Atlantic Ocean, would America be here today? It's sad how seemingly men, I'll be honest, seem to be feminized.
Well,
a lot of this mess came with Alan Alda and all of that. They're talking about men should cry. We need the new type of man. We're going to end up at the bottom of the heap if men don't start manning up again and acting like real men. Yes, I said it. I don't care who don't like it. I know some of them out there don't like what I'm saying. But I'm going to say it. Men need to start acting again like men.
And look at
Yeah. And we need
reason I called,
go on. Talk.
the reason I called this morning, I wanted to, speaking of men, and I'm not one of his favorite fans, but I want to give kudos to Senator Royce West, because in yesterday's paper, he's trying to push a bill through the Texas Senate down there because we got too much problems with the police departments in Texas writing school kids tickets. Mm-hmm. And he's calling it the pipeline to the penitentiary. And he's trying to push a bill through to get Rick Perry to sign it. They haven't signed the bill, but there's several more bills on this on the floor. They signed with the Michael Martin bill, which I done already talked about that over there, about about the exoneree that was where the DA hid the evidence that could have cleared him. But we need more people to stand up and push more things through, because we got too many people in the penitentiary and too much going on. And another thing, right here in our own city of Dallas, I don't know if people are really keeping up with what's going on down at the municipal court. Mm-hmm. But now, if you get a traffic citation, you just can't go down there and fight it like you used to. You got to go down there. You almost got to be interviewed by a prosecutor. You have to take a day off of work. They want you to go down and they want you to look at tapes and videos and other things, and they tie your whole day up down there. Where you used to get you a lawyer, fight the ticket, and you win or lose. But now, down there now, the municipal court, they're making it really, they're violating your rights, because you shouldn't have to talk to a prosecutor because you want to fight a ticket. Let the prosecutor talk to your attorney. But we're tying up so much time down there that it's discouraging you to fight a ticket if you think you're right. Now, if you think you're wrong and you need to pay the ticket, pay the ticket. But if a police officer say you run a stop sign or made an illegal turn, they're making it almost cost too much money to fight the ticket. So that's why I'm saying we need to start keeping up with this stuff and watch who we vote. And on the last note, our DA, Craig Watkins, is on page A5 of the Wall Street Journal, where he's talking about the FBI investigation. So we need to keep an eye out what's going on with our black leaders in our city. We don't need people already prejudging the district attorney. Let the case go through, So we need to keep an eye on all this, because, this, I think it's kind of political. They put his name all in the Wall Street Journal, but they want to discourage people from voting for this man. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to vote for him.
Well, he reads the Wall Street Journal, so they're trying to poison their minds. And
trying to poison their minds because he's done a great job here working through the Innocent Project, getting people exonerated. But we need more than that out of him, but yet and still we need some more of that.
Okay.
So I said, no, I'm going to yield the line and tell my brother Rev Barnett that I'm steady praying for him, and like you said, we want him to have a speedy recovery, and have a great day.
All righty, thank you for your call and comment. That clears the line, 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Concerned Citizen. All right? Good morning. You on KNON?
Yes, sir. How you doing this morning?
Fine. You doing all right?
I'm doing pretty good, and I'm glad you let me on the air. And I want you to give me the same respect you gave the last call, and let me do more talking. And then when I get
if you give yourself respect, I'm certainly going to give it to you.
Yes, sir. We need to stand up. We need to stop what's going on here. We got Motisa in the White House. If he don't know what his people are doing, then he needs to resign and go somewhere else. He don't want to be president no more. He talking about he don't know what's going on in the White House, and he's supposed to be running it. He said the buck stopped with him, but when everything fall on his desk, I don't know. I didn't know nothing about that. See, that's just what I'm trying to let everybody know. What happened when he passed that law about gays? I call them punks. Gays can marry each other. We used to have the Boy Scouts of America. Now we got the Punk Scouts of America. And I want all them punks to call in. And the most punks is in the church house.
Are you through? All right, let you talk. All righty. 972-647-1893. I don't think it's nice to be derogatory about people. If you have a different opinion than them, But to call them out of their names, that is just downright wrong. All right, 972-647-1893. Where am I? Let's say good morning to Victor. All right, good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Rev Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I missed your show a few times, but I woke up this early this morning to see you. You're my show.
All right.
I got a question.
Right.
Yeah, I got a question about the ISD. Someone like myself, I'm not educated. I'm from the outside. Matter of fact, I started in the ISD. I owe a lot to the ISD, and I'm really concerned about it. Now, I just want to know, in your opinion, what is somebody on the inside of the community? What is really going on? It sounds good to me from the outside. Put a good teacher with every student, which you should, which I expect from my kids, and I'm sure you did for your kids as well. Also, put a good administrator with, in every school. The scores are low in a lot of areas in DISD, and been low for a while. There's been principals that have had low records, against low scores, for a very long time. But I was wondering, as far as Mike Miles is concerned, what do you think is really going on? It sounds good from the outside. I guess you know how the media works. It sounds good.
I have stayed away on purpose on this because I want to see other people handle DISD, and if they're told no, I wanted to see what their follow-up would be. Mike Miles, my own opinion, came in far over his head. If you've been mud crawling in 2 feet of water, and then they all of a sudden take you and throw you out in 10 feet of water, and you really can't swim, what are you going to do? You're going to do, what you heard me. I know, such as Marion Willard, over at Madison High School. Very good principal. Very good principal. I served on a board with her. She is a brilliant woman. Very good. They were saddled with children coming from Samuels and what's the other school? Spruce. Even when they closed those 10th, 11th, 12th grade, they sent those kids over to Madison.
Yeah, Spruce is rough. I know.
Madison and Lincoln. Well, they were coming because the school was low performing, which meant many of the children that were sent to them were low performing. I think, if I remember right, that was in 11. You get just a great number of children that's low performing coming into your school, and then within a year they want you to turn that around, and their schools were rated very high at the time. And why did they saddle Madison and Lincoln with a whole bunch of low performing kids? Why did they not scatter them out all over the district? And they can't say they didn't want to do it because they've done it before. They scattered the children out there in Wilma Hutchins all over DISD. They just scattered them everywhere. But they sent all of these to Madison and Lincoln, and which really pull their ratings down. And they haven't been given enough time to get that thing turned around. They were wrong. And they've been given a bad deal. I'm going to be honest about that. I would love to see him turn the district around. We had Hinojosa was there, and he didn't turn around. He said we're going to have Dallas as one of the best urban districts in the United States by 2010. That never happened. We gave him everything he wanted in the bond package. We gave him everything he needed. Everything he said he needed, everything we thought he needed. It didn't happen. Now we got Miles. He's in over his head, and he's fighting to survive. He's doing some things that's teeing a lot of people off. But at the same time, I haven't seen hardly anything else work because I know what happened when they switched a lot of African American teachers, experienced great teachers, and sent them to North Dallas. This back in the 70s with that M&M program, and sent the young white inexperienced teachers out here to teach our kids. We got behind. At that time, we were leading the district in academics was African American children. Ever since they did that, DISD have not been able to get back on track. is, see, all you got to do is take one generation and miseducate that one generation. It will take. It's going to be hell and high water to get back.
Like 10 years.
Well, it'll be take longer than that because you have a person that has not been educated battering children, and they don't know which way is up. And it's going to take a lot of things, a lot of different things, and it's spreading not only in Dallas, it's spreading into the southern suburbs. Their scores are going down. DeSoto is at rock bottom. The kids saying, I'm going to leave DISD. Parents, I'm going to leave DISD. Well, if you're not doing well in DISD, what makes you think you're going to do well anywhere else?
That's right.
And this is what happened, and it's time for that to be addressed until Mike Miles and anybody else address pulling up and going back and starting all over again to retrain parents and teachers how to get things going again, how to get us back on top academically. Nothing's going to happen. We did better, I'm going to be honest. We did better going off to college, competing, and in all black schools. I went to an all black school, never went to a white school from first to 12th grade, but went to a major university and did extremely well.
Well, you mentioned that, Rev Barnett. I heard an article that said the new HBCUs is now prison because black males not going to college. It's black females are, and I have a daughter, and my daughter's having a hard time finding a mate.
That's not true. There are more black males in college than there is in prison. No, they say that, but that's not true. A lot of black males are going to school. A lot of black males are doing well. A lot of black males are rising to the top. The problem is we have too many that's falling through the cracks. Just too many. Too many. We've taken out that BET and all of these other stations that have captured the minds of our children since the early 90s with the sagging and doing everything and talking crazy and calling kids that try to do real right and all of this. They perpetuated that. See, we don't watch and monitor what our children are watching on TV. I know. No, we should monitor that. We like for them to sit down in front of TV and be quiet while we do our thing. No, you should go observe what's on that television, what's being taught to your child, what your child is consuming. These are the things that should be happening in our homes, and these things aren't happening. We need to get the men. Too many children are growing up without the influence of their fathers in their lives. Believe me, when children have a man in their life, it's totally different. I can look at my child care center. Some of the times the lady teachers be talking to them, and children just don't pay. I can walk in and say one thing, they sure up. It's different when a man speaks. I tell you what, I'm up against a short break. I'm past break time. 972-647-1893. Give me a call. 972-647-1893. I'll be right back.
If it's time to get rid of your old gas guzzler, the KNON Vehicle Donation Program can help. There is still a market for those old vehicles, and if you donate it, you are helping to support the quality programming here on KNON. Just call 877-KNON-AUTO or go online to KNON.org. We'll take care of everything from pickup to tax paperwork. That's 877-KNON-AUTO.
On July 25, 2005, KNON was granted a license by the Federal Communications Commission to serve the public interest as a public trustee until August 1, 2013. Our license will expire on August 1, 2013. We filed an application for license renewal with the FCC on April 1, 2013. A copy of this application is available for inspection during our regular business hours. It contains information concerning the station's performance over the last 8 years, July 25, 2005 to August 1st, 2013. Individuals who wish to advise the FCC of facts relating to our renewal application and to whether this station has operated in the public interest should file comments and petitions with the FCC by July 1st, 2013. Further information concerning the FCC's broadcast license renewal process is available at 5353 Maple Avenue, Dallas, Texas, or may be obtained from the FCC, Washington, D.C., 20554, www.fcc.gov.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum, and tell y'all after I was getting some flack here from Annie. Cut your mic on. Now, don't throw a rock and hide your hand. Now what were you saying about how men abused women back in the day? And
that's what I was saying, was that the women's movement came from years of oppression, just like the civil rights movement did.
Okay, how was women oppressed?
Women were, first of all, not allowed to vote, but also not allowed many things.
In the 20s.
Even to this day, women aren't paid equally.
Well, that's correct in some ways, but that ain't germane to Dallas.
Well, it's a continuing effort,
and
all over the world.
It is. When it comes to black males, that's not true, because that most women in Dallas, Texas, and white men, well, until they get to the real high level where the white executives are, women make more money than men.
It's starting to change. You are correct. That's in America, but worldwide, women are still very oppressed.
I'm talking about right here. Most people never been worldwide. Now, because most of the world hates America because they feel like America dips in everybody's business and try to influence everybody else's country and put their morals and their values on everybody else. Now, let's be honest about that. Most countries don't like America because they like Uncle Sam because he's Uncle Sugar. Giving that money up, that's how we get so-called friends until we stop giving up that sugar. Now, when we see you're talking about abuse, I really think there's far more abuse now than it was, say, 50 years ago.
I'm not sure what the statistics are on that, but equality is a good thing. People should be equal.
And I agree. But to abuse men, good men, have been abused throughout this situation, abused and confused.
Oh, you are right. It goes both ways, and that's that macho thing you were talking about. Why women don't like it is because it has been used in an evil and controlling way in their life. And if a man uses his power in a loving way, it's a very beautiful thing.
But now, what do you call a loving way?
To protect and to, like you were saying earlier, to protect
and to support, to love
and to lead.
Betty Friedan and Gloria Steinem, they say we don't need men to protect us. We can protect ourselves. We don't need no men for that. These chauvinist pigs, we're sick of them. Let them go somewhere and die. Now, I've actually heard them say that.
Well, you are correct, but the black leaders in the day kind of said the same thing about white men, right?
No, that was two different things because they had laws on the books.
Well, yes, and they have laws on the books against women. Have you ever heard the rule of thumb? A man can beat his wife with a stick as big as his thumb. That's the rule of thumb.
That's the rule of thumb. He beat his wife with this, but now he's beating her with a 38 now.
Well,
he's beating her with a machete. He's beating her, with a bat. Now, you would love to have something the size of a thumb now compared to what's happening because you can't cut your TV on and without hearing abuse. They even have a Dallas policeman right now been arrested behind abuse in his home.
Sure.
See, and it's happening on all levels, no matter how rich you are, how poor you are, it's out of control now.
Agreed.
Because there are those who feel like men who feel like they're being pushed around, pushed back, and they're really having a hard time accepting, which that's wrong, having a hard time accepting a role that makes them, they feel, subordinate, but women say we're making them equal. I don't know about all of that, but I feel like it's more abuse now than it was 50 years ago.
Well, it's a time of change, that's for sure, and hopefully we'll get it right eventually.
You think so? Are we headed in the right direction?
I think we are. I think we are headed in the right direction.
You really think that?
Yes.
Give me some reasons to say we're headed in the right direction.
People are becoming more enlightened and more loving, I think.
People are becoming more loving?
Yes, people are becoming more equal. There are freedoms being had all over the world that have never been had before.
And you think you think things are really getting better. They're more enlightened in today's time than they were years ago. I can agree to that. People are more enlightened, but to say that relationships, when most marriages now end up in divorce, you say things are getting better, that's hard for me to accept that part of it.
Well, I'm a hopeful person.
Well, no, I want some facts. Because what is it? 60-70% of our marriages end up in divorce now?
I'm not sure. I thought it was 50. I thought it was about.
Oh, no, it's more than 50. And guess where the divorce capital of the world is?
Where?
Dallas, Texas.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
More
that.
divorces in Dallas than any other place on earth.
I would have guessed Las Vegas.
Oh, that's where you go and get them. Get them fast. But they're coming from Dallas to go there.
Oh.
Yes. Because it's degenerating our society. Our children are being raised with two parents. All of these things are happening. Many of them fall into poverty when there's only one parent, usually a woman, trying to raise the children by herself. And you're seeing things are actually getting better. Come on now. Not to me. I'll admit the world is becoming more enlightened. But as far as things getting better, come on, you got to do better than that. They aren't getting any better. In fact, I believe they're getting worse.
I suppose it depends on where you're sitting, what your viewpoint is.
My viewpoint is our school system is collapsing all around us.
That's
all they have to do is collapse in the inner city. Guess what? Eventually, the suburbs are going down to north, south, east, and west. Whatever happens in one area with one group of people, it eventually gets around to everybody.
That's absolutely right. You're right about the schools, and that's going to be a big contributor to the downfall of society if they don't fix that.
American society.
You are correct.
Because other societies who are hanging on to their values, they're rising. China is rising. They still are hanging on to their core values. America, to a great extent. Now, some of the values that America had, they needed to lose. Yes, racism, bigotry, hatred. All of that needs to be done away with. But other values that America is ridding itself of, we're going straight down. So I think she's are you beaten?
Beaten? Never beaten. I'm never beaten. No, I'm looking up. I'm always looking up.
Well, I'm glad you're looking up.
And that's what we have to do as a society, continue to pull together and look up and treat each other right. That's what's going to carry us through.
Now, that's a goal. We're not doing that, but that's a goal.
I
agree with you 1,000% that everybody needs an opportunity to do well. Everybody needs a chance. This is not, but let's be honest, capitalism doesn't seem to work that way.
Right.
It seems to always have to have an underclass.
Right.
For it to work. In other words, you got to have somebody sitting behind the desk, but you always have to have someone to empty the trash can.
Right.
And this is the way it seems to work. But it doesn't have to hold people down. It doesn't have to hold a nation of people down. Let their own abilities, let their own character cause them to rise. And we don't have to do it by race or anything else. People will level off. Some people are happy doing certain things. Some people are happy doing other things. Give everybody an opportunity. All right, call us at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's say good morning to Sydney. All righty, good morning, Sydney.
Hey, Reverend, how you doing today?
Fine. How are you this morning?
Oh, fine. I was going to comment on some of the voting when she said people voting. My granddaddy used to have to pay to vote.
Yeah.
You know, back in that time.
Mm-hmm.
And the
poll
things
tax.
The things that we doing now, and women's rights and all that stuff, the men ain't even got a right.
Well, I tell you what, and there are a lot of people who will disagree with you, but I tell you what, let her call the police on you and come to your house. You going to jail, whether she might have hit you, and you going to jail.
You going to jail. That's right. You call the police, and you still going to jail.
Annie's shaking her head. What's wrong, Annie? You know good well that woman not going to jail, the man going to jail.
No, I've seen it go both ways. Right. I've definitely seen it go both ways.
Oh.
You bet I have. Go one way. Anyway, just like this Trayvon Martin thing, it ain't gonna be no more black men left for them to blame nothing on. If they keep letting this go on, and I ain't never heard no Mexican call Zimmerman. Now, I'll ask you.
Well, maybe his mother's Hispanic. I don't know, and father white. I don't know. But it's a sad situation where a person can approach someone just because they're in a certain area and you don't want them there, and end up with his life being taken, and you say you're not responsible when you've been told to leave the person alone by a police dispatcher. And I really can't see how he can't get time, and plenty of time, behind this.
Why are they wasting the public's money on this guy? And they know he killed him. All he did, he followed that child, and that child messed around, he got too close, and that child got the better of him, so he got that gun and killed him.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Well, the trial is starting in about 2 weeks. It's about a week and a half, 2 weeks when Trayvon Martin's trial, Zimmerman's trial will be coming forth. And you got a good point. And people who want to argue with you, tell them just reverse the situation.
Yeah.
Let Trayvon had followed him and killed him. It wouldn't be any argument about this.
Texas,
yeah.
I know what happened there in Florida, and I think the same laws apply.
Yeah. That stand your ground rule, that's utterly ridiculous. And the same judge ruled last week in a case where this black woman shot in the air to make her abusive mate stop, who had been abused, abused her and been reported. She shot up in the air and made him stop. She got 20 years.
That's what I'm talking about.
And this man here, they're arguing for his freedom, and he killed a child.
Yeah.
What kind of law, what kind of mess is going on in Florida? But we're the only people in the world that's going to take this mess and allow this mess to fester and go on. So until we do something as a people, and put an end to all of this. Let people know we're going to stand our ground. We're not going anywhere. We built this country. We're going to enjoy this country. We're going to have a good time in this country like everybody else, because we worked so hard and so long to make America what it is. We're not going anywhere, but we're going to stand our ground until we get that mentality as a people. We'll never go anywhere. All righty.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let women tell her we weak.
Yeah. All righty. We thank you for your call and comment.
Thank you, sir.
All right. They close the line. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Miss Kleberg this morning. Good morning, Miss Kleberg.
Good morning, Pastor. How are you?
Fine. You doing all right?
I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm good.
Well, thank you. That's better. That's pretty good. My God. You're making my minister sound bad, and you can barely make it.
Up with the chickens listening to this radio station.
Well, you're supposed to be up with the chickens. You know, you get the best. You get the fresh air. You getting your mind set, and you getting your mind swirling and going on early in the morning.
Well, I miss my Tuesday morning. I miss my Tuesday morning show. I still miss that.
You like Tuesday morning better than you did Saturday?
Yes.
Why?
I miss this show a lot on Saturdays because that's the day I sleep in.
You're lazy.
I'm not lazy. You know that.
You need to be up.
No.
And staying early.
But the reason I called is somebody called on last week asking about dental services. The Martin Luther King Jr. Clinic, they have a dental clinic in there. And from what I'm told, it's a very good clinic, and I have a number if I can get it out of the air.
Yeah, give it out. Mm-hmm. Sure.
The number is 214-426-3645. 214-426-3645. 3645. And I know plenty of people that have gone over there and have gotten services, and I do not believe it's income-based. They do serve people with insurance and without. And it was very easy to get an appointment, unlike that dental clinic, the Baylor School of Dentistry. They also have a clinic, but I believe there's a waiting list.
Well, now, is this very expensive, the Martin Luther King Dental Center?
The prices that was quoted to my friend, no, it's you can pay it out, and they do very good work. You know, dental is very expensive, but they work with you.
Okay, they'll work with you.
They will work with you.
What if a person it doesn't have any money, they have no income, and they have a terrible toothache? Instead of can they go over there and get it taken care of, or have a root canal, or I hope they don't get it pulled, but can they go take it and they don't have any money at all? Can they get away? They can?
They can go over there. I believe if you are working, they do want you to pay $40 if you're working. But if not, I believe the fee is something like $20 or $25. But people should call and get more information. I think they want you to come up with something, Pastor. If it's $10,
you don't have anything. Well, okay, well, whatever it is, if that's $10 or $20, that is very inexpensive.
It's very good. And you know, the thing I find troubling is these folks that don't have money and don't have or say they don't have any income, but they can find money to buy their drugs and their drinks.
Well, okay, I didn't want to go. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm up against a break. I'm up against break time. All right, and y'all can call me at 972-647-1893 as we go into our second segment. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. We'll be right back.
You're listening to KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people. Thanks for putting your voice in during Pledge Drive. We reached our goal, so let's get back to the music you love.
Outside radical groups, squawked Representative Scott Garrett at a recent Republican inquisition into a citizen's petition that's been submitted to the Securities and Exchange Commission. Garrett is foaming at the mouth on behalf of corporate chieftains who are pouring unlimited and untold amounts of their shareholders' money into our elections. The great majority of Americans agree that, at the very least, shareholders have a right to be told how much of their money is being spent on behalf of which candidates. So, more than 500,000 citizens have petitioned the SEC for such a disclosure rule. Who are these scary citizens, considered such a threat to corporate power that a Congress critter is tarring them publicly as outside radicals? They're professors from leading law schools, state and national elected officials, pension fund directors, public interest advocates, and corporate shareholders. Not exactly outsiders, much less radicals. And that's what makes them so dangerous to the autocratic elites who run corporations as their own fiefdoms. Top executives want no accountability for the hundreds of millions of shareholder dollars they're spending to elect corporate lickspittles like Garrett. Don't question us, they demand, just trust us. No. Far from earning trust, they've already wrecked our economy and betrayed our nation's egalitarian ideals while feathering their own plutocratic nests. Now they want free rein to pervert America's democratic process with clandestine election campaigns secretly financed with other people's money. This is Jim Hightower saying, no, these kleptocrats are the real radicals. It's time to stop them, not only by disclosing their thievery, but ultimately by outlawing it and returning elections to the people. To join this effort, contact Public Citizen at www.citizen.org.
Yo, what's up? I'ma kick it with mine, y'all know. Yo, Slim, can I kick it like this? Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love, sent by one from heaven up above. Jacob T is simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying? What? It's time. Yep. Time to make the change. Here we go. We are the people.
Yes, sir. Good morning again. This is segment number 2, hour number 2 on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. And you can call us at 972-647-1893. We've been having an open line. Want to hear what you want to talk about. So hearing some interesting topics. People are listening and people are talking. I want to hear what you got to say. It doesn't matter whether I agree or disagree. I want you to talk and say things that's on your mind. So 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Are we getting a lot of calls that are going off? What's happening with them?
That one called in to get the number for the dental clinic, and I gave it to her.
Okay, we have 3 callers wanted that. All right, Miss Kleberg, you must have hit a winner there at the dental clinic. And Reverend Crenshaw, you called back that they you hit on a line, one of the lines that's not working. You called to that, they couldn't get you on the air on that line, but call back again and we'll try to push it over to another line. 972-647-1893. I was listening and I heard about Senator Schumer and Orrin Hatch, and they're talking about immigration reform. I really don't think the way this thing is heading up now that it's going to pass. It seems to be being pushed more and more and more to the right. If people can't see this, they're blind. They're pushing this thing to the right. They're pushing this thing. They're going back to their old ways subtly. I'm talking about the Republicans. Are going back to their old subtle ways. They're not doing, they're adding this on, adding that on to immigration. They really don't want immigration reform, but they are at the same time, they don't want to anger their big business corporation, their big corporate friends. They don't want to do this. They're seemingly trying to make sure they protect their voters, as they say. But at the same time, giving people their own way of doing things by helping on one end and hurting on the other. Immigration reform. What do y'all think about that? Do you think it's moving far to the right, too far to the right? If they came up with a bill now, it would be so watered down it wouldn't hardly help anyone. What about immigration? What do you feel? Pro or against? What about immigration? Immigration. It's an issue. If we don't watch it, it's going to die. I look at things like that. I see how they're suddenly killing things like immigration. I heard them argue in the House of Representatives over taking away overtime. I heard that in person here a couple of weeks ago in Washington. And they want to take away your overtime. They want to take away so much from the American people. What's happening in America? These people aren't Reaganites. Reagan would have been an ultra-liberal compared to what these folk are doing. This is not Ronald Reagan. I don't know why they keep throwing Reagan's name up there. Reagan couldn't have been elected. Well, he wouldn't have been nominated by this crowd. This crowd is going back into the 50s, 40s, 30s on back with the type of thinking that they have in Washington. This is something terrible. Now Reaganomics didn't have this. I vehemently disagree with Reaganomics. I thought it was terrible at the time, but Reaganomics would be out of sight compared to the mess that they're pulling now. These aren't Ronald Reagan Republicans. No, they're not. Reagan was not this far right. Even Reagan's son admits this. He said his father wouldn't have had anything to do with none of this mess that they're doing now. We better watch it. We better wake up. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Let's go to Reverend Crenshaw. Let's try him on line 2. All righty? Good morning, Rev.
Yes, Dr. Barnett.
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and seems like you're doing fine too.
Well, we're trying to hang in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang in. I mean, that's all we can do in this society.
Yes.
But you know, you're talking about immigration reform. Back in the 30s, during the Great Depression, there were no jobs for Americans, white or black.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a operation, you know, and it was called Operation Wetback. And this actually happened. They had all the Mexican Americans, the ones that weren't immigrants, recent immigrants, had them returned to Mexico. I mean, they were running them out here. I don't know if that'll happen.
Was this in the 30s or the 40s?
30s or the 40s? I'm not sure. It was the
Now,
40s.
I remember they pulled a stunt like that back in the 50s. But you going back in the 30s, you can remember longer than I can. I can't remember the 30s. I wasn't born then. But they've done things like that, invite people in as long as they need them, and then when they don't need them anymore, they kick them out. Yeah, and if we don't be careful, they're going to do it again. Because the Republicans are steady chipping away at this immigration reform bill.
Yes, sir.
They're steadily pushing that thing farther to the right. Now, I do understand, and I'm going to call you out, there are a lot of African Americans glad they're doing it, and to me, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah.
That's wrong. Because people have come, yes, they came illegally and want to work and do things. Yes, African Americans, we need something in immigration reform to saying that we will have to be guaranteed X amount of jobs because many African Americans lost their jobs. And if you heard the commentary this morning, the immigration is beginning to take some of the higher paying, high tech jobs and higher positions. They're going to start kicking now. Listen to the commentary that comes on right before my show. And listen to it, y'all not listening to it. Yeah, and they're talking about taking this job and that job, and they're high tech now. They're getting upset about immigration and talking about it shipping. Many jobs are being shipped to India and other different places. It's gonna get nasty.
Yeah, you're correct.
It's gonna get nasty, and Republicans would like that because they don't want anything that the president is for. They're gonna work against that no matter. All of a sudden, see if he was smart and he wanted immigration reform to pass, he need to work against it. Then they pass it just to go against him. Whatever he do, if he say go left, they're going right. That's just the way it is. That's what's happening in Washington. And so we got too much going on to leave people hanging out there. But I really think immigration is getting gutted and it's being pushed to the right. I listen to it every day. And if you watch C-SPAN, you see these fellas getting on there, well, we need to add this and that. We need to add this. Far more and more stuff being added, which they know is not going to pass.
Not feasible.
Yeah, they know this. So this is happening, and people who are pro-immigration, you need to get on top of it. If you're not already, you need to observe what these fellas are doing.
Right.
Because they mean to do you in. So you need to get on top of it. Mm-hmm.
You are so correct.
Yeah.
Dr. Marion Barnett. You know, I think a lot of times, you can go back in history, too, as to what happened. That's how I ran across Operation Wetback.
Yeah. I've heard about that over the years. Mm-hmm. It was very... In fact, I'm going to tell you who did it. It was a Democrat that did it. Truman, the one that implemented that Operation Wetback. Truman did that.
See, this was prior to Truman, from what I understand.
Yeah, but I know he had a plan that he did things like that. Truman did that.
Yeah.
You would have thought it would have been Eisenhower or one of the other ones, but no, Truman did this. They said we had too many in America, and they ran them back. So I think if you come to America, people don't realize if you take people out of America who's working, doing good, America's immigration policy used to be you had to add something to America in order for them to become a citizen. Well, if you got things that are going on, and if you were to run millions of people out of America right now, this economy, I'm not gonna lie, it would.
Yeah, it is.
It would collapse. Because
they're supposed to take all the money out of America anyway.
Yeah.
Let it totally collapse because the dollar isn't worth the paper it's printed on.
Yeah, well, we know that it's not on the gold standard, so we know it's not worth it. All righty.
Okay.
We thank you. All right. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. What do you think about immigration? I do know.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I hate to interrupt the program, but I want to help our callers. Our line 4 is broke, and I can't connect it to the board. So if I answer line 4, I need you to call right back in so we can get you on the air.
Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of them coming up and then flashing off. A lot of callers coming up flashing off. We're having problems. This is old antebellum house. Knon problems. We used to be coming in with your phones trying to roll the phone lines even work today. But hopefully we will get this fixed and get these phone lines right. 972-647-1893. We hope we get these things fixed. But really, I see immigration reform, and there are a lot of you who have told me, no. I lost my job behind this. Let's look at the real perpetrators, corporate America. Big business wanted this, and they're going to have their way, because I'm going to be honest, I don't care what people like it or not, big business run America. The government dances to big business in America. We can call it what it is, or try to say we are Democratic Republic and everything, but no, we're a fascist government. We're run by big business. If big business wants something, they're going to get it. They're going to get it, whether they get it the first shot around, the second time. They can buy enough airtime on TV stations, but guess who runs TV and radio stations? Big business. This is what makes Knon unique. We're not run by a big business. We run by the people. I can talk about anything. As long as I'm not slandering, I can talk about anything. It doesn't matter. Because you pay for it. When you make those pledges, you're telling us we can talk about anything, any problem you have, and address it. But other stations are owned mainly by big corporations. Big corporations run them. And they are limited to what they can say, what they can talk about, who they can criticize. We need to make sure that we keep Knon on there, because we're the only station. I'm not even sure KTSU in Houston can do things Knon do, because that's Texas Southern radio station, but they can't get out there like Knon. No. My show is the only kind of its kind in the state of Texas. Not many anymore, if it's anymore, in America. We're very unique at Knon, because I don't have to worry about manager calling me and say, man, you cut so-and-so corporation, and he wants to, don't want me to say anything about that, because this big corporate sponsor is getting on us, so they're going to pull their ads if you keep talking about. We don't have that kind of problem. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll listen to you. All right, let's go to line 2. It was break time? Okay, those who are on the line, hang on the line. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Knon thanks you for your pledge to our recent pledge drive. Now's the time to make your pledge count. Send your pledge to Knon's P.O. Box 710-909, Dallas, Texas 75371. If you missed our pledge drive, you can still support community radio by pledging on the web at knon.org. Your pledge only counts if you pay it. That's KNON Box 710-909, Dallas, Texas 75371. Be sure to put the name of the show you are supporting on the check, money order, or the envelope. Questions about KNON Pledge Drive? Call 214-828-9500, extension 234.
When they're gone for good. This is Scott from KNON's Texas Blues Radio telling you don't miss out on some great blues. KNON's Texas Blues Radio Volume 5 Blues CD. It's a CD put together by real blues fans for real blues fans like you. Texas Blues Radio Volume 5 features great local blues from Michael J. and the Paul Bird Band, JJ and the Detonators, the Chris Watson Band, the Two Tones, Rough Cut Blues Band, Jeff Stone with Charlie Love, Dave Millsap, Sirloin and the Ass Kicking Machine, Tutu Jones, Blues Boy Bo, Buddy Whittington, Andrea Dawson, Kirkland James, Sonny Colley, and Johnny Red and the Roosters. Get a copy now at Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie, Record Town in Fort Worth, and in Dallas at Bill's Records. This is a Dallas Blues collector's item. A very limited amount of vinyl copies can be found at Forever Young Records, the sponsor of this great blues project. CD downloads are available at cdbaby.com. Whether you get it as a download, on vinyl, or on CD, all the proceeds will benefit KNON. For more info on Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, visit knon.org.
Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. Now, we're having problems with our phone lines. If you get a busy signal, just call it right back, because it could be you're hitting one of the lines that's not functioning. We have lines not functioning. So call it back. We're losing a lot of calls. But that's just keep calling back. Eventually, you'll get one of the working lines. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Let's go to Ronnie on line number 2. All right. Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
I'm fine. You doing all right?
I'm doing great. Hey, I'm enjoying the conversation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I know that one of the reasons why the Republicans is against the reform, because they know if the Spanish community ever get together, they can get some things done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right now, they are the minority.
Yeah. Well, one thing about that, if Hispanics, which I don't think they'll ever do, will ever become as loyal to the Democrats as African Americans, the Republican Party would be able to. All they could do is forget it. They would never be viable, hardly in a national election and many state elections. You got people that's really Hispanic. Now, he's a Cuban. He's not of a Mexican descent. He's a Cuban. He's Hispanic. Marco Rubio. He's one of the ones, to me, it seems as if he's trying to push immigration reform farther to the right.
Yes. He's Cuban, but if you remember the Hispanic is really the one that helped President Obama get over this time. I mean, it was a Hispanic community.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
And they know that if they ever get together, we're looking at a Hispanic president, and they don't want that.
Well, they certainly don't want a black one. They don't like him. They certainly don't like him. But that's not going to stop, because America, and Annie was right, we have moved forward in many ways. Don't start laughing too much. I'll take it back. But she over there laughing. But we have reformed in many ways. Got a long ways to go. Yeah. But we have reformed. in many ways, and that old ideal that those fellas are trying to hang on to, that's dead in the water. What they're trying to do
it ain't gonna work.
is resuscitate it. Yeah. See, they're looking back at the old Goldwater days when it looked like that type of right-wing thinking was dead, but all of a sudden, by 1980, America came back and elected Ronald Reagan. They're trying to bring it back. They're trying to resurrect that old way of thinking, and people who are not for that is going to have to forever be vigilant, because they're going to bring it back if we don't be careful. So, and I see them pushing that thing farther to the right, and I don't think we're going to get a reform bill, immigration reform. I just don't believe it, because I watch C-SPAN all the time, and I watch what they're doing. Those fellas are no good. They're no earthly good. All righty.
Right.
Thank you. Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, sir.
That clears the line, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. Let's go to Dennis on line 3. All righty. Good morning, Dennis.
All right. Thank you.
Dennis, listen to your phone, not the radio.
647-1893-972.
Dennis?
1893. Let's go to Dennis. Good morning, Dennis.
Hey, how you doing?
Please don't listen. Yeah, but don't listen to the radio. Listen to the phone.
Okay. Last month, yes.
Please, you're listening to the radio. Listen to the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, listen to the phone. All right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Last month I spoke with you on the radio, and some guy told me I'm here.
I'm listening to you. Come on.
Okay, so this man told me he gonna help me with a living room set last month, but
you keep listening to the radio, Dennis. Please listen to the phone.
Okay. Okay, I want y'all, but y'all didn't hit me out.
You said someone promised you a living room set. I seem to remember something. I'm trying to remember who that was. Y'all remember a living room set somebody on the show promised them? I seem to remember something like that. And I'm trying to think who that was. Where do you live? Man, I can't get you to listen to the telephone. Just cut your radio off and just listen to the telephone.
Where do you live?
I live 3820 Bonneville Road.
Can you cut your radio off and just listen to the phone?
Okay.
Okay. Now you got your radio off?
Yes.
Okay, just please don't do that with the radio, because we're on a 6-second delay. And what you're hearing, I've said that a while ago. So please listen to your phone. Now, I seem to remember something like that. I'm not sure who it was, but it seemed like, but it's been more than a month ago when that was said. And if you are listening, whoever said that I had a living room set, dining, what was it, living room, bedroom, or dining, what was it?
He said, I told him that I didn't have no furniture in my apartment, right?
Right. I remember that.
He told me if it wasn't on the third story, he'll deliver it to me, and I also gave y'all my number.
Yeah, you've been in prison. You've been in prison.
Yeah,
right.
I'm
I remember that. I remember that. I'm trying to think who was that. It was somebody on this show. If you're listening, whoever it was, you remember who you are. Dennis, give out your phone number where he can call you and get in contact. Whoever that was.
My phone number is 214-438-9038. See, I just need some help, right? I've been struggling right? With this one-bedroom apartment, I've been trying to do the best I can, right? Since I've been out of prison for 9 months, right? I'm trying to stay out of trouble, you know, and I've been doing pretty good, but I've been kind of struggling, and I don't have no food in my icebox. I've been struggling, but I do have a roof over my head, though. I don't have a kitchen table.
Are you ill?
Sure.
Are you sick? Are you ill?
Right.
And you can't work?
Right.
Are you drawing any type of benefits or Social Security or anything?
I get an income like $700, and they already took all my money for that, right, for my rent. I pay $500.
Oh, my God. And you got to make the rest of the month off of $200? Hello?
Yes.
And
I pay
you have utilities?
Yes, light bills. I had to pay $75 light bill. I had to pay phone bill, parole fees, and stuff like that, right?
Wow. You don't have anything left. I don't even see how that $700 can cover those basic bills. Well, I tell you what, whoever is listening, if you're the person, we might have to go pull up that show and find out who that was, and we'll ask you, please contact Dennis at 214-438-9038. 214-438-9038. Contact Dennis and see what you can do. If you made a promise, please make good on the promise you made to this young man, and help him out. And we hopefully, Dennis, you can get some help. We don't want to see you, get into any other problems. Recidivism is high, and a person going to do what they can, whatever they need to do to survive. And we don't want you to try anything. So if someone's listening, if you got that living room suit, I think that's what you said, please contact Dennis at 214-438-9038. All righty. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We need you to call us and give us your opinion. There's some things I need to throw out there. Let me give the dental center over at Martin Luther King. Let me give that number out again if people are interested in dental care. 214-426-3045. This is over at Martin Luther King Center there on Martin Luther King Boulevard and on Pennsylvania. The 214-426-3645 if you're having dental problems. Now, there are a lot of people, a lot of grown men are scared of the dentist, but you still need to get on over there and get your teeth, because if your teeth are not doing what they probably do, that can ruin your health. If your food is not properly, chewed, and that will ruin your health if you're swallowing food almost whole and different things like that. So 214-426-3645. Yes, a Heavenly Joy member gave that number out, and I'm so glad you did, Ms. Kleberg, that helping the others. We've had calls on this. We've had several calls. So let me give it out so we can keep those lines open. 214-426-3645 for the Martin Luther King Dental Center. I don't know the hours that they open. I'm sure they probably regular hours, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or 9 to 4, whatever. Get over there during the middle of the day and see about getting your teeth fixed. Also, if you want Dennis' number, call him at 214-438-9038. 214-438-9038 if you want Dennis' number.
Rev Barnett, someone also called up and asked for the information for Heavenly Joy Church. Would you like to give that out?
All righty. We're located at Booten and Masters, right here in the city of Dallas. That's in the Pleasant Grove area. And our service begins at 11 a.m. Sunday school begins at 9:30, and everybody is welcome. Everybody is welcome to come and be a part of our services. And we have a great time praising the Lord and teaching the people. Great time doing that. We want to also look at what's happening in our country. We have, and right now, immigration reform. Doc, let me ask you something. What do you feel about it? Be candid and be honest with me, because I get so many different views on this. How do you feel about immigration?
Well, I believe immigration reform should happen, but if you want to ask me personally, I think everybody else needs to get a green card because we were here first.
Yeah. Well, is it fair? Come on back here, Clinton heard me take off. He took off back. He took off back to the office. He did. Come on, let me hear both you, Doc and Clinton. What do y'all think about that?
What are we talking about? Immigration reform?
Mm-hmm.
I think the only way we're ever going to settle this is just go ahead and make Mexico a state. That way they all just become legal. We can go down there. We can help them out.
I don't think they want that.
I don't think they want it either. But man,
they love their home. I think we need to quit repressing certain governments. You go to Canada.
I have never been to Canada.
I have. It's beautiful. Oh man, you could sit your food on the sidewalk and eat. It's so clean. It's so clean. It's so beautiful. Then you go across the Rio Grande. It's just the opposite. Why is it we could be so kind and cooperating with one neighbor, but seem to be repressive to another?
Well, it seems like a lot of it is what's coming through. You don't have a lot of illegal things to the government coming through Canada.
Well, you don't have to. They just can come over to America and.
Well, I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about shipments, like drugs and things like that.
Oh, they come through Canada.
They come, but nowhere near the quantities they come from.
I'm not so sure of that. When you go into Canada, that's a beautiful country.
Yeah.
Mexico is beautiful. One of the prettiest places on earth is Mexico. It's beautiful. But we are very repressive toward one neighbor and just loving arms toward the other. I drove over into Canada illegally. I just drove in there. So you can go in there. The problem's not going in. The problem is coming out. And when I came back, and they look, oh, well, you look harmless. You don't look like you're bringing any drugs in. That's what they told me at the gate. Go on. No problem whatsoever. Didn't have a passport. Didn't have anything. Just drove in there and drove back. And they welcomed me back. But they tell me if you go, I haven't driven across, over Laredo, Juarez, Tijuana, any of those. I haven't done that here in the late years. I used to do it, it's two different worlds. When you go into Canada, Canada looks as good as the United States or better. Going to Mexico, my God.
Part of it, you may have to really look at history too, because
that's what I'm looking at.
Britain controlled both Canada and America at one point in time, and so it's easier to have a relationship.
Yeah, but you had a lot of French in Canada too.
You did, but you had a lot of French in America too. I mean, we bought.
Yeah, but the French was defeated by the Haitians, which reason why you speaking English today instead of French. The Haitians defeated the French,
right?
And they have been punished ever since. Haiti has been punished ever since they did that. Even though they saved America, American helped the French after the Haitians beat the French for American. They got on the French side and have punished Haiti ever since. A lot of people don't understand why Haiti is so poor. We need to go back, and study history about really what has happened in these countries, because when we look at oppression We see it. The Canadian peoples are basically Western Europeans, Hispanics, Mediterranean, Europeans, if you can call them. There are a lot of people call themselves European, as they have as much African blood in them as they have European blood, and see, Western Europeans recognize that. They don't honor those who have as much African blood. Let's be honest and truthful about that. Greeks have African blood.
Yeah.
Look at their skin tone. Hispanics, Italians, all of these people were once dominated by Africans, and they have African blood in them. Because I remember when the Italians used to be heavily discriminated in America. I'm old enough to remember that.
Yep.
And used to call them derogatory names and all things like that. But when things are changing, but we need to keep pushing to make them change even faster. Things are changing.
America has a history of hating any immigrants. I mean, when the Irish were coming over here in large drones,
Potato famine.
Yeah, everyone hated the Irish people when they came over here, and it's just new group, same song, different story.
Why are people that are new to this country, the Chinese? We know that.
Yeah.
How much they were hated. Why are new people hated? Why are people that are different? Why are they hated instead of people taking them and knowing that all human beings have the same basic same nature? I've been around all types of human beings. Everybody have basically the same nature. It's no different. You might speak a different language. You might look different hair texture, different color. But what I found, all people they're the same. There's no difference in people.
Well, all right, Barnett, it's time for a break.
All right. You ready to get off of this? Huh?
Yeah. I will tell you what I really think.
All right. We'll be right back.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.
On July 25, 2005, KNON was granted a license by the Federal Communications Commission to serve the public interest as a public trustee until August 1, 2013. Our license will expire on August 1, 2013. We filed an application for license renewal with the FCC on April 1, 2013. A copy of this application is available for inspection during our regular business hours. It contains information concerning the station's performance over the last 8 years, July 25, 2005 to August 1st, 2013. Individuals who wish to advise the FCC of facts relating to our renewal application and to whether this station has operated in the public interest should file comments and petitions with the FCC by July 1st, 2013. Further information concerning the FCC's broadcast license renewal process is available at 5353 Maple Avenue, Dallas, Texas, or may be obtained from the FCC, Washington, D.C., 20554, www.fcc.gov.
This is William, your videograph reporter at KNON Talk Shows. You can watch church forum and information by going to the KNON.org website. Click on schedules and choose church forum and information page. Scroll to the bottom and choose your favorite show to watch. This show will be ready for viewing by Tuesday lunchtime. Have a great day.
We're into our final segment at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. All right. Well, let's go to line 2. Who's been so patient And these callers have been very patient, waiting on us to take this call. Good morning, James. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Rev Barnett. I appreciate you always.
Yeah, thank you for being so patient and waiting. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Here in Palestine, things are still moving right along, but I want to say 2 or 3 things right quick. The established Palestine dropped the ball on this Confederate Plaza Park thing down here, and they did establish it, and they're celebrating it. And I noticed in the Dallas newspaper, also here, there's another paper called the County Life magazine. And both magazines are running the story of John H. Reagan, the old Roman here in Palestine, Texas. When you come into Palestine, there's a park called Reagan Park, and the big monument statue is of John H. Reagan, and it has a servant sitting at the foot of the monument, and it has something written on there.
Tell everybody who John H. Reagan was. Tell them who he was.
John H. Reagan, his legacy in Palestine, they call him the old Roman because of, well, he actually come out of Tennessee, like a lot of the other people, and came to Texas looking for success. And when he got here, he became a surveyor. And while working as a surveyor, he was able to teach himself law, and he became a lawyer. And as he became a lawyer, he opened an office in Palestine in Buffalo, Texas, and he grew into politics and became representative in different forms of the government, and also the postmaster general in the Confederate Army with Lee. Now, during all this time, he developed himself into some things, but to overall head up and wrap it up, he was against the slavery issue and against Texas succeeding from the Union, and he was looked upon unfavorable here in Texas as kind of a turncoat guy to a certain degree, but they had to listen to him because eventually what he told the people here in Texas came to be true. But it's a lot more, I have to take a lot more time to explain the whole thing about John H. Reagan here. But he did a few things for what they call us in those days, Negroes or colored people. He opened up some property so people could have a school to go to here in Texas.
Well, he was considered an in lover. They hated him. They hated John Reagan. Not only in Anderson County, but all over Texas. This is why you don't hear a lot of people talk about him in Texas, because you had people like Sam Houston and Stephen F. Austin, all that owned slaves, and you have this man that was pushing, that was anti-slavery, and this is why John H. Reagan is not well known by a lot of people here in the state of Texas. They don't realize they had people who were abolitionists, white people, prominent white people, even here in Texas. This is why you don't hear much about it.
In Dallas, Texas, in the newspaper story that I read from the Dallas Morning News, or one of them, he has relatives there in Dallas that is mentioned in that newspaper story. I don't have it.
Well, there's a street in Dallas. There's a street in Dallas named after John H. Reagan.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, there's relatives there that's been saying some things, and I don't knock the guy for what he done. I did a documentary, on a video documentary on him, what he did here in Palestine. And the other thing, that was a guy that lives in your city in Dallas-Fort Worth, and he came down here. He's from Palestine, but he came to a program and spoke as a guest, but he was knocking the people for allowing this Confederate Plaza Park to come into existence, but you had put it out over the radio station when we were guests on your program. Anybody from Palestine need to come down here and try to help stop this. But he came down here bashing to the people, and I didn't think that was right because
he didn't come and try to stop it.
Right, but he came to bash, so I didn't think that was good. And now that they plan on saying the South is on the rise, not only with this flag, but with all phases, all the callers have been calling in, the South is rising, whether we know it or not, in their own way, slowly. It's a phase thing, and I'm not knocking them because we are asleep. Rev Barnett, let me hurry along with time, but what I would like, I was going to ask you this morning, if possible, can you get some retired teachers to come on and talk about retired teachers? What are they doing to help our system of education and our African American communities? And also, would they explain district-wide and campus-wide committees that people can serve on and help us in the education system.
Well, you know, and I realize many of our greatest teachers are in retirement right now. And I've been trying to call people out of retirement.
Yes, sir.
These teachers were used to respect. See, there once was a time in our community we highly respected teachers. Teachers were highly respected. Now people will go up to schools and want to curse teachers out and act a fool and go on and my child is not this and that and your child is bad as all get out. But you wants to go and degrade teachers and administrators at the school and different staff people or whatever. Yes, we need teachers to come and really give some guidance to even younger teachers and talk with administrators. If need be, they need to come back to the classroom. Our children definitely need to be taught by experienced teachers who know what's needed and to give them some guidance. We have a lot of children doing well, but we have too many that are doing poorly in school, and that's the hurting thing. I don't want people thinking all of our kids are going to hell in a handbasket. No, they're not. But we have too many that will drag the community down because they're not doing well. They're dropping out. See, in the 60s, that was a push. Stay in school. Stay in school.
Yes, and
that came out.
That was people that drove around that would make sure there was nobody walking around and not being in school. They would be. We had some men here. Yes, sir. They would call. I forgot what they would call.
Truant officers.
Truant officers. Yes, sir. Rev Barnett, one other thing, right quick. There's a federal program called Title 1, Title 2, and Title 3. That's federal money now. A lot of students that miss school, it causes the school to miss federal dollars. But Mr. Wynn and I went to a program to hear what the federal entitlements were. He and I were the only citizens in Palestine, Anderson County at this meeting. It was very sad, and all the other people were not there. And this is a program that offers federal money, millions of dollars to Palestine, Anderson County, and they weren't there to hear what's happening to these dollars. These people could do what they want with them, but they at least
they didn't even go see about their own money.
They didn't come, Reverend Barnett. Mr. Wynn and I videoed the ladies explaining the program, and she was very concerned. She said this is our third or fourth time having this meeting, and nobody showed up. So it's very sad down here where our heads are in the sand, and our rear end is up where people can kick it or do what they want to it. But anyway, I appreciate what you're doing, and maybe we'll come be another guest another time. We appreciate always what you're doing.
All righty. Sure thing.
Yes,
we'll be inviting you back. That gives a line. 972-647 1893 972-647 1893. We're getting calls about the Martin Luther King Dental Center. 214-426-3645 214-426-3645. And Dennis, the young man that needed some help, someone on this program, I remember, made a promise to him to give him. They had an extra living room suit they were going to give him. Dennis' number is 214-438-9038. 214-438-9038. Give him that number. And we're looking at immigration reform. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it indifferent? It doesn't matter to some people. To other people, it don't. How should it be carried out? Should they go to their position in line? Some at the back of the line. Some want to be closer to the front. Some been here for years. And we got a group who said no, none of it. Don't do business with lawbreakers. We all these various opinions, while these Republicans are pushing that thing so far to the right, they know good and well if they push it too far to the right, the Democrats can't afford to vote for it, and they're not going to vote for it, and it's going to die. It's happening right before our eyes, and I don't hear many people are addressing immigration reform, because I realize that we have to admit there are a lot of people in America that is against immigration reform. I don't know. People tell me that all the time. You just take, what if people left, went back to Mexico or Guatemala or Chile or to Sweden, wherever country they come from, Nigeria, wherever they come from. What if all these people packed up and went home? What do you think would happen to the American economy? It would collapse. It would. You allowed this to happen. The government allowed this to happen. Allowed people to come in illegally, and they come in. They created companies. They created jobs. They've taken some jobs away from people, but they still have created companies. They created good communities. Many homes have been built. Businesses have been built. They're thriving, many of them. So what would happen? What would happen to people that have really contributed to America? What would happen to America? What about that? Many people don't want to hear it. They're angry. I lost my job. I used to be a brick mason. I used to be a carpenter. I used to work on the highways, different things, railroads and construction. Here in Texas, you don't see hardly anyone of non-Hispanic descent doing that anymore, and many people say these jobs, we have lost them. So what do you think? What do you think? Do you think it shouldn't happen? You think it should happen? You have an opinion. We give you an opportunity to talk about these things. Like I said, this is the voice of the people. You have an opinion, and I'm asking for your opinion. Whether you agree or disagree on this, give your opinion. People seem to will talk in private, or have the public airways been so directed in one direction that you are afraid to speak up on how you really feel. Are you afraid to speak up? Are you afraid to say how you really? Give your opinion. Give your opinion. Everybody needs to have the opportunity to speak to any subjects that are going forth. And I've often wondered about this, how things have gone down over the years. How do labor view this? How are these things viewed? How are they viewed, and how are they calculated? Immigration. All right. How do people view this? How do they view it? And we got callers calling in. We're not taking any more calls. Yeah, all right. And how are they viewed? I often wondered, but if you listen to C-SPAN and listen to these Republicans, they are pushing that thing so far to the right, it won't pass. Let's go to Mike right quick. We got about another minute or so. A minute. All right, go ahead, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Yes.
Hi, Rev Barnett. Hi, how are you today?
Fine. How are you?
Good, doing good. I was listening to your program about immigrations, and I do have an opinion, and it might not be a favorable opinion, but what I see, I travel a lot. I work for a major airline, and I see this category now, and I'm not trying to knock anybody, but I see this category now as this white Hispanic, and I guess there is a black Hispanic now. Now I'm just talking because I'm trying to figure this stuff all out in my head. With all this immigration stuff. You see a category where it say white Hispanic and then another one say black Hispanic? Well, it doesn't really say black Hispanic. It just says white Hispanic. And I'm trying to figure out what is that supposed to mean. I don't know. I tell you what, I'm out of town. But probably next week when we'll talk about have open line, I'd like to hear about this and to really know what's going on and
bring information to the people about really what's happening. But I can tell you now, the Republicans are pushing that thing farther to the right. Got a guy here, got to run. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. We each and every Saturday morning from 7 to 9. Right here on Knon. You're welcome to come to our church at Booty Masters Sunday School 9:30. At 11 a.m. is morning worship. So everybody's welcome. May you be careful and be blessed until we speak to you again on next Saturday morning. Bye-bye.
KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to knon.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.